So you should have in front of you our handout for today. I'll let you know where we are on the slides and also where we may have opportunities to add additional notes to your handout. Moving on to slide 2, this provides a little more information about me, your speaker. As indicated by Holly, we have done healthcare law for a long, long time, and these Incident 2 rules do come up quite often, and often we find that we're most effective prior to any audit or investigation, and that's to make sure that those criteria are met via whatever methodology the office has or clinic or hospital to make sure that they've ticked off each of the necessary things that have to be shown before billing any kind of service as Incident 2, or by recognizing that in certain instances you essentially can't bill Incident 2 or have to bill it under some number other than the physician. So and it's often most helpful, I think, for providers to get in at that point before there's a potential problem down the road. Moving on to slide 3, provides a little bit of a summary of our discussion today. First, we'll talk about this strange phrase, Incident 2 billing, and what it means and really what the general requirements are, and then understand that there are particular locations where Incident 2 billing may occur, and then there are additional rules, particularly if you're talking about working within an office or clinic versus a facility, a licensed facility like a hospital or an FQHC and so forth. So we'll talk about some of the different locations and how that impacts this concept. Then we'll try to help ourselves in understanding it by applying the concepts to specific information or specific situations that come up, and particularly complementary care, because we often you have an office where you've got a physician, but then you have other types of licensed professionals who may be providing services, and you want to think about whether any of that might be billable to Medicare as Incident 2, and then also talk about therapy care, because that's really where Incident 2 comes up a lot, and also where providers are very prone to being tripped up. We'll spend time talking about some of the critical requirements, particularly supervision, which is kind of one of the first things that will be looked at in terms of an enforcement situation, and then spend a few minutes talking about situations where there is a problem, trying to avoid the CMP, the civil money penalties, and the stark fraud and abuse violations, and otherwise fixing what could be a problem in Incident 2 billing. So moving on to the substance of our discussion today, slide 4. So what is this thing, Incident 2? And I sometimes will refer to it as IT. I'm not talking about technology, but I'm talking about this term, Incident 2.